Okay,
You want me to explain it?
sure.
Okay, so you got it to this point here. You got it through to here. I'm just going to take this down because that turned out to be extraneous. You got it to this point. Okay?
Why is it, wait a second, it hasn't focused, right? Okay.
Okay?
Oh yeah, I got it to this point,
To
yeah.
this point. And then I
Right
took
there.
it from here. That's where I took it from. I did this trick again. It's a standard trick. We do it a lot. We get rid of a root by replacing it with a new variable.
Y squared, right?
Yeah, well, I said y equals square root of 1 plus t. That means y squared is 1 plus t,
Mm-hmm.
right? If y is the square root of 1 plus t, y squared must be 1 plus t.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had this loose t floating around, so I can just rearrange this. T, move the 1 over, I got y squared minus 1.
So you did top and bottom?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you... Oh, you just did one,
Well,
y
what
squared.
I did is I set y equal to the square root.
Of 1 plus t.
Right. And then I figured what t is in terms of y.
Oh, it's y squared minus 1.
Right. And then I substituted these two expressions, y equals square root of 1 plus t, here and here, and I got an expression for t there, which gives me this. My t becomes a y squared plus 1. My two square roots both become y of 1 minus y times t, now y squared minus 1, and the square root becomes y.
So 1 minus y squared minus 1 for t equals 1 y squared minus 1.
Right?
And what did you do with that?
I substituted it in. That t
Uh-huh.
became that y squared minus 1.
Oh. And then the y, too? What about that y?
Well, the y is just the square root.
Y.
Y is square root of 1 plus t.
Okay.
And now, in this form, it's apparent that I can factor this as difference of squares. Y minus 1, y plus 1.
Yeah.
Well, this and this cancel each other out. The one's just a negative of the other. 1 minus y is the negative of y minus 1, so I cancel them and all I get is a minus sign. And what's left is the minus 1 over the y and the y plus 1.
Okay.
And then I multiplied these two back together and got y squared plus y.
Okay.
Well, I know y squared is 1 plus t. And I know my y is the square root of 1 plus t, so now I've got it back to my original form with t and a square root. And then I just substitute in t equals 0. I get 0 and 0, so it's 1 plus the square root of 1, which is 2, 1 half, and there's still the minus sign there.
Okay.
The main trick here is to eliminate the square root by just replacing it with a new variable.
Mm-hmm.
And this is more complicated than the last time we did this because we still have the t floating around. So what you do is you just solve for t in terms of the new variable. In this case, y squared minus 1. Substitute it all in, and you get a nice rational function with no roots at all. Everything's written in terms of the root.
You got rid of the roots.
I got rid of the roots, exactly.
That's what you wanted.
What we love about this technique. We get rid of the roots. This is our favorite technique for dealing with roots. Get rid of them.
Get rid of roots.
That's right. And this is how you do it. You use a new variable.
Yeah.
Just pick a new variable,
Yeah.
set that equal to the root, and
Yeah.
you rewrite everything in terms of that new variable, and the root goes away.
Cool.
And then you can do all this stuff, and then when you're done, you substitute back in, and you get the root back.
Okay. Very done. Awesome. So that's